for the most part, positive thinking is a myth, because the most well-known positive thinking gurus of the day, today and all the other days, they don't teach you positive thinking because they know that's not possible. What they want you to do is just what I told you. They want you to put your attention on what you want. So most of them geared towards building a business, or maybe building a relationship, and health. There's really only those three main aspects that we even care about, you know, I mean, as a species. So I'm focusing on health, all right, but their focus, it doesn't matter what you focus on, it's the whole idea of, you know, if you want to make money, you're not going to sit around and worry about how bad the economy is. It's not possible to do that. It's not possible, you know, because if you believe, I mean, you could open a business, you'd probably fail, but, you know, if you believe that the economy's bad, why would you want to open a business anyway, you know? But the whole idea is they teach you to put your attention on what you want. And you have to inundate yourself with what you want. You know, I mean, I don't know if you can see, I've got little things around, I feel good, and I mean, and the whole thing about feeling good, which there's a lot of people talking about that, is understanding your guidance system. I mean, a lot of people aren't really getting into what do you mean feel good? Feel good now mean that your gut is not all twisted up in a ball, you know, where you're not sick. I mean, you know, well, I don't want to go that far. What I want to do is just tell you that, you know, the point is, like, if you ignore your gut, it's going to spread into disease. That's the point. But when you're working your way out of it, you can, your gut, if you choose to understand it and pay attention to it, you know, if you're moving towards what you want in good health and understanding that you're made out of positive energy, you can program that energy. The whole idea of programming energy is that, you know, it's malleable. You know, it's not a rock, your body's not a rock solid statue, you know, that you need to cut into. You need to drug it and cut into it, and, you know, you don't need to do that. I mean, once you get to a certain point, it might be, you know, one of your few choices you have left. But, you know, that's what all the days say, oh, well, you know, what about, you know, if I come and smack you in the face, how's that gonna, you know, how are you gonna keep your attention on peace? Well, if you keep your attention on peace good enough all the time, that's not going to happen, even if some asshole threatens you. So now, if you've been following along, I guess it's getting a little more clear why I named my book Choose Health or Sickness. You know, if you're understanding what I'm talking about even a little bit, you'll get an idea that that's possible. You can, and actually, in fact, you do. Okay, and most of you believe in, as you get older, that it's required, absolutely positively, no matter how good you eat or how much exercise you do or how healthy your relationships are or how healthy your money situation is, you have absolutely no choice whatsoever but to decline in health. And that's what you believe. And that's what you believe. And there's a lot better beliefs. I mean, well, what I mean is there's a lot worse beliefs than that. I mean, 100 years ago, I mean, we thought we were going to live to half what we do now. But, you know, and if you had a problem, medically speaking, you know, it was painful and you died. So in that respect, what we're doing now could be construed as better. I mean, it's prolonging the inevitable, and the quality of life is the issue, you know, and for everybody, you know. And the point is that even though there's an improvement, there's room for improvement. And and treating your body like it's made out of nothing that resembles matter, you know, with acupuncture or, you know, ionized foot bath or, you know, the ionized alkaline water, like I said, is very good. Oh, of course, never mention the colon cleansing. I mean, that's really, you know, I mean, just the mechanical part of it is 70% of your, you know, immune system's in your colon. And if it's all impacted with microscopic layers of fecal material that have built up over the decades, it's not working properly. Okay? And it's a lot harder to keep control, understand your guidance system when you got colon problems. And then of course once it impacts, then you have, it'll manifest in, whatever best aligns with every thought that you have. I know a lot of that sounds like mumble jumble, but what the point is that the universe, or God if you want, is running a perfectly orderly universe. And if you don't even believe that, then you don't believe in God. Or it's obvious that it's run in perfect order, from the perspective of when you look at it the way it's run. If you think it's made out of matter and, if you don't believe in Jesus, you're going to go to hell, or, you have any idea how fucking stupid that sounds? I'm not saying you're not in for a rough time if you believe that. If you believe that, there's, you can experience that if you really believe it, But, it's just, the point is that you get superior results if you believe that, which you are, there's no doubt that you are made out of pure positive energy. I'm sorry I keep saying that so many times, but that's what you're made out of. It's, there's a million. In my book, I say it in, 15 different ways. Tightly wound, electromagnetic, pattern that you tighten to resemble a physical environment, or, whatever. The possibilities are endless, and that's the kind of stuff you might want to start thinking about, because when you start looking at it the way it is, then your health automatically improves. It automatically improves. Really, I'm not saying all you got to do is, hey, I believe this, and then you're going to have improved health. No, that's what the naysayers want you to think that I'm saying, and I'm not saying that, so fuck you. All right? What I'm saying is, you can move towards health one thought at a time. Okay, and if you're moving towards health, then that automatically stops your disease or your sickness from getting worse. Now I'm not saying that you're not going to move a little bit towards health and back, and your mind, 70 shots a minute, especially when you're first trying to figure it out, you go back and forth, and you may never come out of a serious sickness, but you'll have a better quality of life. And if your back's a little crooked, it might not matter, especially if you're not putting your attention on it, and it's, that's not easy to do either. You have a crooked back, I'm not going to think about it. Well, first of all, that's not how you do it. You don't try not to think about something, because that's not possible. You don't try not to eat something. You don't try not to, drink something or smoke something or shoot something, or, you don't try not to do that unless you want to keep doing it. And, then you're okay. But if you want to not do it, then you need to put your attention on what you want. Okay, and the ultimate, that what everybody wants, is to be happy. And the best way to go about being happy is align your thoughts with understanding that you are source, that you're made out of pure positive energy, and you program that energy with your thought, belief, expectation, action, process. It's as simple as that. Okay? And when you're doing your visions and, trying to align your beliefs with, well, what do I want? The problem that everybody's having, including me, is being clear on what you want. There's this paradox of choice. When there's too many choices, it's hard to be satisfied with the choice that you make. Plus, it's hard to make a choice. So more choices may not necessarily be the best thing. That's what it sounded like. And here I am trying to tell you, well, you're living in a field of infinite possibilities, of infinite choices, and it determining what you choose to put your attention on determines what happens to me. So what am I going to do? I didn't say it was easy, but it's better. It's a hell of a lot better. Especially once you really catch on. If you're younger, you might, be able to, completely turn around. Or I'm thinking most people that are understanding this are going to be people that, you know, have been understanding, you know, working along just like I did. You know, I've been at this a while. I mean, I just didn't come up with this, you know, this moment. So, and, you know, every thought you have is going to be questioned. I mean, really. You know, when you first start out, it's like, oh, wow, you know, I believe, you know, I was all happy I got health insurance. Now it's sounding like, you know, that might not be overall, in the long run, might not be, you know, my overall best thing to think about. I'm not saying if you got insurance to say, oh, well, I don't want it, but, you know, it's something that you might want to consider not being so happy about it. Is what I'm saying, because if you're really happy about your really good insurance, you're thinking a lot about how happy and how lucky you are that you have this really good insurance. And if you're thinking like that, you're putting your attention on using that insurance, and the only way you can use that insurance if you get sick or stay sick. And the reason you're sick is because you got your attention on, oh, this fabulous insurance. Disease prevention is putting your attention on disease. If you don't believe that, that's too bad. That's too bad. That's what it is. And if you really think about it, it has to be that. Because what you think, what you have your attention on, that's what happens to you. And if you think through your life, well, you have bad things and good things, you know, and if you are honest with yourself, all those bad things, if you think about all the stuff that you were thinking about and you exposed yourself to and believed in that was opposite of what you want, you know, I mean, I'm still keep talking about the opposite of what you want. You'll catch on after a while, you know. But that's exactly what you're doing, okay? I don't want to say negative because it's only negative for you. It might not be negative for somebody else. It might be an improvement for somebody else. But if you have a sickness or if you don't want to get sick, I mean, that's the best option. I mean, there's no reason to get sick in the first place. It's a hell of a lot easier not to get sick in the first place and just stay healthy. I mean, and you can do that by understanding that you are source and you are pretending to be a healthy person. I mean, you know, you're aligning your beliefs with being healthy. And it's, you know, it's a chore. I mean, it happens 70 times. You got 70 chances every minute, every day, every waking minute. And then when you go to sleep, then you're on a different frequency, but you're still experiencing yourself as source. All that stuff that you see is what you're doing in the visible world, and you're getting a glimpse of it. That's what that is. Yeah, so if you're having nightmares, well, it's pretty obvious that you're fucking up. And you need to straighten your beliefs out so that they align with good health and understanding how you operate. You know, you're not physical, so every belief that you have that you're physical, it's easier just to get rid of it. Just forget about it. I mean, you know, you could actually, your best bet would be, you know, I don't want to, you know, sound, you know, cocky or whatever, but the best bet is to just forget about everything that you think you know, because you don't know nothing. You don't know, especially, you know, about this spiritual shit. I'm sure that you might be able to, you know, I'm sure you can do a million things better than I can do, but, you know, what I'm talking about is understanding longevity and how you're operating, you know, and the better that you get at it and the easier it is, the bigger your bank of positive lingo gets, and the longer your positive story gets, and the more stuff you have in your positive story, and the better you feel, and you get better stories, and you know, it just keeps on going. You get the momentum going in your favor, and then it's easy to switch over to the positive story. You're always going to be surrounded by what you don't want, but it's a lot easier once you get the momentum going in your favor to switch back to your positive story.